Embrace the Journey podcast 643. I was about to say this is going to be our first explicit podcast episode we've had. We got a special guest in the house for everyone watching. 2017 alum, Etowah High School, 643, class of 2017. Some call him Drew Baby. Some call him Druzy. DW, wet like water. Agua is what they call him up in the bigs. Man, he was a Braves draft pick out of high school. One of the most competitive human beings I've ever met for sure. Plenty of stories to share there. Now playing some ball with the Kansas City Royals. We got Drew Waters in the house. Drew, thanks for joining us, man.
Of course, I'm looking forward to it.
Man, what's going on? I feel like it's so cool. Like, I know I haven't seen you in a while, but you're just somebody, if we don't talk for like a couple months or a couple years, when I see you, it's just the same.
Oh, for sure. I feel like all my baseball guys that I've played with, it's like one big family. You see them around, whatever, you give them love. A lot of the trophies in here are from teams we were playing on together. Yeah.
It's sick. It's like you spend way too much time in a couple summers together to not just be bonded for life. Like, we were almost prisoners to DP on the field some of those summers. Just
for sure. And our parents were paying a lot for us to be prisoners.
But it worked out all right, I think,
right.
for a lot of the guys.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of successful guys. Man, I think back to our team at 17. One time we won a tournament, but DP had this happens today still. We won a tournament, and he had to sign up for the next tournament. So we're literally taking pictures for the win. And then we're starting the pool play of the next tournament, and Jack Ferguson was sleeping on the dugout floor. I think you're up. You hit like a double, and they're like, Jack, you're on deck. And he's like, wakes up, runs up, first pitch, double. And it was like, that's just...
That doesn't really surprise me. It wasn't until I got to, like, pro ball that I realized that, like, you didn't play 3 games in one day. That was the Danny Pralgo schedule. But, I feel like playing that much is ultimately what got us better.
No doubt. We got a bunch of reps. We practiced like nobody's business, but we played a lot of games. But the reason we played a lot is because your teams, for a couple of years when I was with you at 17, we just won a lot.
That's true.
I think 68, 4-2 at 17. We're talking about with Brant. Crazy.
If you're playing a lot, you're winning a lot. We definitely did a lot of that.
Etowah High School, state champion, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I know we played you senior year. You went Oppo, I think, walk-off bomb one of those times. Or you hit a bomb. I think y'all shortstop had a walk-off in the same inning. Your field's like 200 feet at Etowah. But
that's true.
Yeah.
It's kind of a blessing. My parents did me right, putting me in Etowah's district.
Definitely. And then y'all beat Brant in the state title that year, right, with Woodstock?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I faced Brant in the state championship, and then the next time I faced them was AAA, and then the next thing you know, I'm facing him in the big league. So
how'd he look each time? A little better every time, I'm guessing?
Better, but honestly the same.
Yeah.
The same goofy Brant that I remember was on my team at 17.
No doubt. Yeah, just like you're the same. Crazy dude.
True.
I can tell. Competitive, awesome, but crazy dude that we watched ball out and got to be with. Talk about, for those that don't know, I know it's like a casual thing for you, but playing baseball. Like, since high school, I went to college, didn't finish college, been coaching, been traveling, running around. Like, you travel a bunch, but, you're doing baseball all the time. Like, what is that truly like for kids that think they want to play baseball at the highest level? Like, what's that like?
It's a lot. It's definitely not, what you just see on TV. Yes, you get to play in cool places. You get to have cool teammates. You get to be around some special things. But it's a lot. Like, you've got to definitely not only love the game, but like, you got to love it enough to want to work at it every single day. And ultimately, that's what being a professional is like having the hunger to get up and work every day even if, you may not see the instant result of getting better, it's just continuing to kind of, stack those building blocks each day. And, hopefully you get to a point where, you're in the big leagues and you're having consistent success. That's when you really made it.
How'd that feel the first time you're in the bigs? What was that like?
I was scared to death. Honest to God. Yeah. I remember, like, I've been a super aggressive hitter my entire life.
Yeah. You
probably can remember I would lead off just because I would ambush first pitch heater.
First pitch was getting hammered.
My first game in the big leagues, I really don't think I swung the bat until like my second at bat. And it was just because there was just so much going on. And yeah, you're trying to perform, but you're also trying to just take in the day. You only get one first days in the big leagues, and it's pretty special.
Where were you at? Like, where were you guys playing that day?
We were at home playing in Kansas City. I want to say it was the White Sox, but
Did you get a single too in one of those ABs?
no,
Or was that your
I
next day?
walked off Joe Kelly, which thank God he threw me four. I think he threw me 4 straight. That was like my first time like seeing a big league closer / reliever, and it comes out of his hand pretty good.
His personality and your personality would be fun to have on a podcast right there. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
that guy's got a lot going on. I feel like
He's got a lot of energy, and he does not give a.
But that's kind of you too.
Yeah, I think that
he's like,
you kind of have to have a little bit of that to play the game.
Definitely.
You got to be able to move past it and, not get super stuck on the result. I definitely have struggled with that, but it's part of it. You got to learn not to care.
Mm-hmm. You hear that a lot, like the best, like when you stop caring about your average or you stop caring, that's like treat every day like opening day. That's when you start seeing the results you want. Have you had some of that, you feel like?
Yeah, I think once you actually realize that you're playing 162 baseball games every single day, and if you're a position player, you're probably going to be in the lineup every day. It's a lot of at-bats to kind of ride the roller coaster on. So you honestly kind of just have to approach each day as like a new day, and whatever you got that day, I mean, you do it enough to know, okay, like I'm in a good spot today. Like if he gives me something in the zone, I'm going to go after it. Or you're going to have days where you're like, man, it doesn't even feel like I'm holding a bat right now. It feels like you're holding a tennis racket up there. But you kind of just learn that you got to go up there and compete with what you have, especially at the big league level. Like as much as, individually you care about your stats, but honestly, at the big league level, like that's the one time where your individual stats, like they really don't matter as long as the team's winning.
Well, you'd hope the team win, right?
Yeah.
That's a constant you hear about. Yeah.
A lot of things I've heard, like some of the veterans I've been around say is like, don't worry as much about yourself as much as like just winning as a team, because if we can find a way to win as a team, everybody on the team's going to get paid. So
makes sense.
I think it's a good way to look at it. Take some pressure off of yourself for sure.
Had you heard that before?
Yes.
Just didn't believe it as much, maybe. Until you got there. Yeah.
Usually it comes from like my dad or my older brother, but it's one of those things like you kind of have to go through it on your own, kind of experience it on your own. Of you get beat down enough, and you're like, all right, I give up. I got to find a better way to handle this. But adversity is gonna happen. It is kind of the name of the game. I remember your dad telling us all the time, like, you've got to learn to handle failure. And he's not wrong, because the longer you play and the higher you go up in levels, the more you're going to fail. So
you still don't like it, I'm guessing. But.
Hell no. I hate failing.
Yeah.
If I could bat 1,000, I would. But I've also grown up enough to know that, even Ohtani, he's home in the off season right now, and I'm sure he's working on something.
There's always things to get better.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, that's more of like the you inside saying like you got to keep going. You go out, you hit 330 one year, and it's like 330. Whatever you did last year is not good enough. You always want to find a way to do more, and at least that's the way it is for me.
You don't have a problem with that because as long as I've known you, you're a guy that you're living in the cage. You're wanting more reps at practice. You're complaining if practice is over after 3 hours. Like we're done. Like what? Like, I know you love that work. So
yeah, I just think that's like the one time you can get better. I used to say this all the time. Like team practices should be more so like a walkthrough for you, because like your actual practice should happen like outside of team practice. That's how much you should be practicing ultimately. If you want to play at a collegiate or professional level, and there's people all over the country like working way harder, even outside the country. Like
definitely
you bring in pro ball, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and those guys are hungry for a job.
You got some Espanol in there?
Pequeño.
Pequeño. Yeah. Any guys you've learned from specifically from Dominican or from Cuba or from Puerto Rico that you're like, man, that guy was actually a really good impact for me? Is there anyone specific?
Honestly, the one like Latin player that I've really clinged to is Salvador Perez, which everyone in our locker room is like scratching their head, like how the are you and Salvi friends? Like This guy's a 10-time All-Star. You're just getting to the big leagues. But honestly, Salvi's been great. Like, he's a true professional when it comes to like how he conducts his day at a baseball field. He knows what works, he knows what doesn't. But I think like the one thing that I admire the most about a guy like Salvador Perez is I've seen the guy play with like a grade 2 hamstring. Like, I've had a grade 2 hamstring and I was out for 2 months. He had a grade 2 hamstring and like
He's catching 9 innings.
yeah, he just knows that like he plays a big part on the team, and he's gonna, as long as he can put his cleats on, he's gonna go out there and give it everything he has. And so you see a guy who has 10 All-Star games, 13 years in the big leagues, and
World Series.
yeah,
right?
he's got all these accolades, but to see him act like that in what, now year 14, it's like, okay, those are the type of baseball players that you want to be like.
You're drawn to a guy like that
Yeah.
because that's ultimately who you want to be, right?
Absolutely,
We were
yeah.
watching him play in high school. I know the Royals. I think they won a World Series when we were juniors or seniors in high school with Hosmer and like Moustakis and all those guys. And Salvi was hitting like hooking doubles down the line. I remember hitting like 8th or 9th. Like, he's just grinding, right? And he's still there.
The double he hit down the line, I'm pretty sure he almost like hit it off the ground, which he still has the same problem chasing today. But he chases like crazy, but he hits everything.
His hand-eye coordination's nuts.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
He'll hit a ball that's like at his head the other way at like 110, and it's like, how'd you do that? But that's the natural ability, and that's why he's been in the big leagues 14
Is he
years.
pretty happy-go-lucky? Because that's what he comes off as on
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
So that's where you guys are good. You guys are
yeah.
fire and ice, right? He's nice and cool and chill, and you bring the juice.
He's got the biggest smile. The smile's not fake. Like,
Yeah.
that smile, that's him. He's always in a good mood, always, checking on everyone, seeing what he can do better.
That's really cool. That's a good one, man. That's a good guy to have in your corner for sure. That's
Absolutely,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. So would you say, man, 10 years almost, like 9 years, 10 years, right? You're coming on it. Like, playing with you, I feel like I already know the answer, but when did you know that you would do this? Like, was this something you always thought of as a kid? Was this more high school that started to come around? Like, when did you start to?
Probably my like junior year. I think I committed to Georgia the start of my junior year, and then I remember Perfect Game asked me to go to like a Perfect Game National, which at the time was down in Fort Myers. I had no idea what it was because like nobody really talked about those things back in the day. But I went to it, and that was ultimately like kind of what changed my path was Perfect Game National.
You went off down there.
Yeah,
right?
I went off. Next thing you know, I'm like taking pictures in the Perfect Game All-American jersey, which at the time, like for a high schooler, that was like the All-Star game. You thought it was
sick.
It was sick.
I feel like you were the first 6'4" guy we had do that too. So we were all like, "This is awesome! Like, look at freaking Drew, dude! Oh my gosh!" Like,
That's then honestly, when I came home from Perfect Game National, I had like agents start calling my home, and I was like, all right, I don't really know what I'm doing, but okay, I guess I need to get an agent. And then that led to, pro scouts showing up, home interviews, then watching your senior year of high school. I know you got to see it with, a guy like Josh Lowe.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
They're there every day.
it's kind of crazy to think that they're there for you just because, like, Georgia high school baseball, there would be 60 pro scouts out there, and you're like, this is crazy. But yeah, probably my junior year, I knew that I had like a shot to potentially skip college, and I feel like that's when I started to taste it. I was like, all right, I'm not going to school. I gotta find a way to get better so I can skip this.
I feel like you talk about how you deal with failure, adversity. Like at one point you were more like an angry guy, and then you became almost not cocky, but like confident in that. I mean, a little cocky, but confident that like you're like, I'm that guy. Like you started acting like that guy, and I think your play just kept elevating. Like at 17, Freddy and I were looking back at some of our tournaments last night, trying to come up with stuff to talk about. And we're like, dude, he won MVP of like our team won like 6 PG tournaments, and I think you had MVP of like all of them or almost all of them. We're talking about there was a legendary at bat. I don't know if you remember. It was one of our last tournaments. What's the guy's name, Freddy? We found him. Cronin, I think. So I think he ended up pitching to Arkansas. He was a lefty. He's in AAA now, what we found, but we were getting carved. And our team was running through everybody. So this was like end of the summer, last tournament up at Lake Point, and I think he struck you out the first at bat. And we all kept coming back to the dugout saying, dude, this guy's gross. Like, this guy's nasty.
I do remember this.
But you, classic you're like, dude, this kid sucks. Like,
he threw gas,
he was
too.
good,
I remember him, yeah.
So you're like, this kid sucks. And we're like, Drew, come on, this guy doesn't suck. And you're like, he's terrible. Like, just wait till my next at bat. And then we're down like 1-0, late. It's getting like third, fourth inning, and you're up, and it goes like 2 quick strikes. And it's not that anyone would ever root against you, but again, you're cocky bravado on our team. We loved you, but it's like, oh, look at Drew. Like, I thought he sucked. Like, we're all waiting for you to come back, be pissed off. And it's like foul ball, like ball, like end of the bat, foul ball through the legs. Like you weren't on it, but you were just seeing it battling. And then I think it was first and second, 2 out. Sure enough, he leaves one up, and you freaking hammer it like off the scoreboard at Lake Point. But all I remember, I tell this story to some people, all I remember is you're running around the bases and you're just laughing your off. You're like, and you come running the dugout, take off your helmet, you're like, I told y'all he sucked. And it was just like, Drew, dude.
That's definitely,
my gosh.
Yeah, that's definitely something I probably did. But I have grown out of that part of it. I'm not trying to wear one in the ear hole now.
That's right, yeah.
I do remember that, yeah.
But you didn't care is what I'm trying to say to those watching. Like, you didn't get caught up in who somebody was supposed to be or how good other teams were. It's like, dude, I want to compete against whoever. You think that guy's the best? Like, I want that guy right now. And that was really cool to play with.
It's crazy because you are right. But I would say that honestly, like, that's probably the hardest thing about the game I play now is just like...
You know who everybody is.
You know who everybody is.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm facing Shohei Ohtani. Or...
Have you faced him too? Have you hit off him?
I have not. But I've obviously
No,
seen
I know
him
you're saying.
hit. Like, dude, I've seen him go over the like hitter's eye in center field at Kauffman.
Jesus.
Like, the dude's got unreal power. But that's
crazy.
the hardest part. As soon as you can get like put that part away of, okay, this guy's so and so, and you like believe in yourself, that's when you start to play like the baseball you're capable of.
I love it. I love to hear it because it's true with you. Like, you don't just say it. Like, we've seen it, and it's still who you are.
Bro,
like
I know.
Watching you. Yeah.
I had to learn that. I didn't always like. I probably was more on the arrogant side, like younger, but like as I've gotten older, obviously there's been seasons where like I haven't played up to my expectation, or I didn't do what I thought I was capable of, and that's when I'm like, you start to kind of like learn yourself and how to handle things and how to put yourself in better positions to succeed. And ultimately, like, it's showing up and being hungry and forgetting about who the guy is out on the mound and remembering, you know, you're just as skilled as he is.
And it's all that work you talk about putting in. Like, that's why you talk about the practice being walked through, then the game's just fun, right?
That's
Because
right.
you're like, I've been doing this, so like, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
compete. That's why I really wanted to hone in on here for a second is I just called this segment the competitive edge. You know, like I wrote from, you know, games, practice, front toss with your dad to bowling. Like, this guy hates to lose. Like, nobody I've ever met. I know a lot of dudes. Ryan Webb's in that category. There's some other guys. Jared Miller. I could think back to some guys we play with that really hate to lose at a high level, but I don't know anyone like you. How has that edge helped you? And, you know, how have you learned to contain it, like you were talking about earlier when we were talking? Because that edge could get in your way at times, like it does with all great competitors.
Yeah.
Like, how has it helped you, and, you know, how do you contain it now?
I would say it helped me the most, like getting through the minor leagues, just because you're out there playing against essentially every baseball player in the world. Everybody wants to play in the big leagues. Everyone's dream is to get to the big leagues, but like not everybody's gonna get to play in the big leagues.
Right.
A lot of, you know, the coaches or scouts, the guys that have been around the game for a while, they'll literally say to you, like, most minor league games are played for like 2 guys a night, and all the other guys are just there so that there can be a baseball game.
All right.
So
Wow.
you gotta be super competitive and like super hungry to not only perform but to get to the next like level. You can't get comfortable where you're at.
You're always trying to rise up.
Yeah,
Pretty much, right?
I mean, yeah, sure, rookie ball is not really great, but as you get up to, you know, levels like AAA, it starts to become a little bit more like the big leagues. And yeah, I mean, I could definitely see where somebody could get comfortable when they're in AAA, but you're so close. Like, that competitive edge is ultimately what like pushes you over to get you to the big leagues.
Where do you think that comes from with you? Is that mom, dad, just you growing up
Probably my
sports?
siblings.
Siblings. You're the youngest.
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
Freddie's not going to like this. I have a younger sibling theory that we bring up a lot. I totally forgot about that. I see a constant pattern of younger siblings being the toughest, the meanest, and like usually the best at what they're doing because they either, were trying to keep up with their older brothers, got picked on by older brothers and sisters. Like, so talk about your siblings then a little bit for those that don't know, because they're both big time athletes.
Yeah, my older brother, he pitched at Georgia, and then my sister, she was a soccer player at Georgia. But yeah, you put all three of us, even now, like we have family dinners, and my wife's like, she's coming to family dinner, and she's like, can we leave? This is like too much, because we're competing over like the smallest things at family dinner. But that's how it was growing up. Like everything we did was a competition of who could do it better. And I do think you're right on the younger sibling conspiracy. Like my brother, I think ultimately, like I just got to see kind of like how to do it with him. Him playing at a high college level, I got to kind of see what college baseball was like before I was even like considering like where I was going with college. And then even, going into pro ball, sure, he didn't play in pro ball, but he would still played at a high enough level to where he could like help guide me through some things. So
makes sense.
Yeah, having older siblings definitely helps.
What's like the most competitive thing? Forget like arguments or talking. Like, is it ping pong? Is it pool? Is it basketball? Like, what do y'all three really get after? Is it Monopoly? I mean, help us out here. What we got?
Now, honestly, the most like competitive we get is usually at Christmas time. We play reindeer games.
And what is that?
Dude, it's like the most ridiculous thing. Like, tape a tissue box around your waist full with ping pong balls, and you have to shake them out. And it's like me, my brother, and my sister are doing these ridiculous games.
Is that a Lisa Waters game she invented?
Lisa Waters' brother's game. Yeah.
So like y'all are dancing, shaking the...
Yes.
We're going to need a video of that for the pod.
I can get it for you.
You can get that for me. Okay, cool. Have you ever heard of reindeer games, Freddie? You have? Okay. This is my Judaism show right now.
The prizes are good. They put like $200 on the line, so of course I'm going to try to shake the ping pong balls out.
Like, are we talking like is like when you say it gets intense, like what?
Yeah, I mean, anytime cheating gets involved, it's like, okay, it's starting to get too competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister especially, she'll cheat to win. That's just like part of who she is. And at the point it becomes that, it's like, all right, we need to shut the reindeer games down. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, they're over 30 and we're still competing.
Still the kids competing everywhere.
That's
man.
right.
That's awesome. That makes total sense though with you. That makes so much sense, you being the youngest. So would you say, we talk about at times like with a DP per se, like for those that don't know, like you told me a story about like, Danny like pulling you because you weren't wearing your cup, or, I know we talk about Danny, like he did something like flip a helmet. Like he was just big on like, he always wanted you, he knew how talented you were, right? So he wanted to make sure you never did something to not elevate you. Like what is some adversity that kids watching home you could share about, handling your competitive edge to not get in your own way almost?
Yeah, I will say this. I love Danny Pralgo, but there were a lot of times, and being there, yeah, he pissed me off. But like it was crazy. There were so many times, like especially early in my pro ball career, where like we're doing fundamental defense, or I'm in instructional league. In instructional leagues, like end of the year of your first 2 years, you go down to Florida and it's glorified practice, like practicing fundamentals.
Right.
But I always felt like so far ahead because of everything your dad told me, just like talking about the mental side of the game, talking about like the little things. I feel like was always the big separator was, yes, our teams like at 643 were talented, but we did all the little things extremely well. And I kind of saw that like early in my pro ball career because, yeah, I was around a lot of guys that were talented, but like they just lacked the little parts of the game. And that's where I felt like I was ahead.
Brant mentioned there's a lot of showcase guys that like they have every tool in the world coming off the bus, but they like don't know how to move a runner. They don't know how to throw through a cut, or they don't know how to go back of a base. Like simple stuff that to you is I'm sure just second nature. So like, is that what you're saying? That those are the edges early on? Like if you're not hitting good, this is how I'm still helping the team.
Yeah. Running the bases, going first to third, like getting a good secondary and getting a dirt ball read, like the things that we all probably complained about because it involved running out on the field. Like those were the things where when like I got to pro ball that I thought was stupid when I was in high school. I was like, man, I've been doing this for years. This is easy. And I felt like I was just like so much further ahead.
Oh, that's really cool to hear. DP's gonna love that. He's gonna be smiling ear to ear to hear you say that. You couldn't say it to him as much, but just kidding. Nah, you would. It's all love.
I would tell him.
I know it's all love with you guys. Every time y'all talk, it's laughing. I mean, I think you make him laugh as hard as anybody I know. Like it's telling stories. And just,
probably because of all the I did growing up playing on his teams.
Oh, he loved you so much, man. He still does. But so, okay, what is one time, because I'm sure you see it, and maybe it has happened to you, but like you see, I'm sure a lot of guys that overanalyze, overthink. I know me and you were talking about, like, you see kids go to train at facilities you're at, and you're like, dude, what is this 11-year-old doing? Why does he care about this? Like, was there moments in pro ball where guys are overanalyzing, overthinking, and you're, for a lack of better words, you're just mentality was like an edge for you?
Honestly, like, I'll use myself as an example. I feel like all the way up until like by the time I got to AAA, I never really like thought too much about what I did. It was just kind of like go out, lace up the cleats, play a game, and I don't know. I just had success doing that. And I feel like during the COVID year, when baseball wasn't going on, like as a professional athlete, you're always trying to find like different ways to get better, but you had extra time on your hands because you weren't playing. And I don't know. I feel like I started kind of tinkering with some things, over analyzing like mechanics, things of that nature. And I will say, none of it actually helped me. It probably hurt me more than anything, but I feel like I wouldn't be like how I am today in terms of how I see the game had I not gone through that.
You need to go left sometimes and then go back right.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
I feel like you almost like at some point in time, every baseball player is going to experience it where it feels like you're swinging the bat upside down and you can't like buy a hit and everyone's panicking. The dad's like, what are you doing, son? But, it's one of those things like if you can get through that, that's ultimately where you learn like how to be the best version of yourself on a daily basis, because you hit rock bottom, you know what didn't work. So now you got to kind of rebuild yourself. And as you rebuild yourself, you kind of stash things away that's like, okay, if this happens again, now I know like this is what I got to go to. And I think that's really the only difference between a high school kid and a professional is Freddie Freeman goes 0 for 1 game. There's a good chance Freddie Freeman knows why. And it's because he's failed at some point and he's learned, hey, okay, when I fail and this happens, this is what I'm doing. He doesn't panic. And that takes time. I mean, results are definitely what everyone wants, but sometimes not getting the results you want and like focusing more on what you're trying to accomplish is more important.
So Webby said, like, when he loses stuff with feel, he just makes it competitive again. Like, how do I throw to a target instead of my mechanics, right? Or like stuff like that. Or, I want to go hit the ball hard versus worry about what my lead arm's doing or my barrel angle's at. Like, right? You just got to kind of focus on the compete part again.
Yeah. Anytime, like, now at least, anytime I like catch myself kind of going down some rabbit holes or
it's so easy to, like, as a coach, I see it with kids, like it's almost fun to talk about it so much, but then you're like, all right, we just have to stop.
You
like,
scroll Instagram and you see like 60 different hitting coaches on there and you're like, oh, I may try this tomorrow. But like once you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, everyone's going to have their own like philosophy of how to hit or how to play the game of baseball. But once you learn kind of like what makes you tick and like how you can get what the best version of you is out on a daily basis, that's when you become like a really good player. It's not when so and so told you, oh, I got to get my back arm up because it's going to do this. Like, sure, it may help, it may put your mind in that area to think, but ultimately it's going to be up to you to make the adjustments.
If you're thinking about that, it's not going to happen anyways, right? You're not going to do the job you want to do. You're not going to be able to accomplish it.
Right. And a lot of times, like, you focus so much on like what you're actually doing, where if you just focus on like the external of like the ball flight, things like that, and you make it that simple of like, okay, I'm just going to backspin one at the shortstop. And then, okay, sure. You want to go break it down on an iPad and see what it looks like? We can do that.
Yeah.
And you go and you look, and it's like, oh, that's pretty good.
Everything worked when I just focused on that. Yeah.
So there's like things you pick up. A lot of it, honestly, is like things I did when I was in high school that I felt like I like got away from.
Right.
Just kind of getting back to, like you said, being a cage rat, like learning how to groove your swing, get it to a spot to where you can just turn the brain off and go out there and compete. I feel like for a couple of years, especially in pro ball, you're young, you're around superstars, you're around coaches that carry a big resume, like you're kind of open ears and you can get lost. But again, like I said, I feel like every player is going to get lost at some point, and after they get lost, that version that comes out after is going to be the version of who they are, like at their best.
No, it's awesome perspective. I think it's like you have to learn and fail, or it goes from like failing to learning from failing. And then as long as you do that, like you're saying, you're just going to keep getting better. But it's so funny you say, like, I've seen so many things of like certain guys that run pitching academies, or like it's back to, not to get back to the Instagram scroll, but like cool stories of like, yeah, we had this pitcher that kept getting hurt. And we pulled up video of when he was 15, when he was throwing the shit out of the ball, and all of a sudden, like, he's good. He feels amazing, and he's throwing good. Or this hitter that's so mechanical. Like, I've done that with kids where they're 17, and at 14, they're hitting balls out at Lake Point with wood, and at 17, they can't get the ball at the batter's eye. And it's like, all right, let's just look at your swing of when you were younger, when you weren't mechanical, when you were loose competing, and, like, it's back. Like, I think that's real for sure, right? The body knows how to move almost. Right? Yeah.
You start to kind of learn, like, how powerful the brain kind of is. And
Mind
like,
gym, right?
Yeah. Like, you're at your best when you're in, people talk about the flow state, and it's like mindless thinking. And they're right. Like, your brain's taken, at least my brain, I've probably taken like 2 million swings in my life. There really shouldn't be a reason that I ever think about my swing, yet I still do. And I think that's like, I don't know if it's like not wanting to fail, the fear of failing. I don't know what it is. I know it's tied to failing because that's why everybody works as hard as they do. They don't want to fail.
Right.
But yeah, it's you got to learn to accept it, move on, and flesh it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, no more breaking bats, breaking bat.
No more breaking bats.
No more helmet. You didn't do that much with us, anyways. Just a couple times.
No.
Right.
Usually just when it mattered.
You'd say never. Danny's like, there's a couple times. Yeah.
I'll say like the one thing that like it'll still get me fired up. It's like guys on base, 1 out, no outs. They're in running position. Like, those are the times where it doesn't matter what you do, you've got to find a way to get the job done.
Yeah, you just hate like striking out in that spot.
Yeah,
I'm guessing like not moving a runner. Like you want to get a knock, but if you don't even move a runner, you just feel like a loser. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about the knock. I'm like, throw one outside and I'll hook one that bounces 57 times to second base if it gets the guy to third.
Because you feel like you're helping at least at that point.
Yeah,
right?
you're helping the team.
For sure.
But yeah, it's that, and I think learning that of like, okay, you just have to like do your job, and your job may be hitting a 57 hopper to second.
You have a lot more ways to win that way. Instead of having to get a hit or hit a bomb, it's like, oh, I don't even have to get a hit. If I get out but move somebody, it's still like everyone's happy. Cool, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Crazy enough, I remember, I want to say it was when we were like 16 and we were playing down in Fort Myers, and your dad put on a hit and run, and I hit a home run to right center. And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever because it was a hit and run.
Yeah.
But it like, I say that more so to think like,
you weren't trying to hit the home run.
No, in my mind, all I was trying to do was like get one at the shortstop the other way. Like, I know the guy on first is going to be running. I got to do my role. And the next thing you know, it's when good things happen. It's like when you're not expecting it.
So cool, right? Yeah, it's the old. I tried to hit the second baseman's head off, and I hit a grand slam type. I hear guys say that all the time. Like I was just trying to do my job, and I had a big moment, right? It's so cool. But I think a lot of times if we try to just look out for ourselves, then it's gonna be a double fail. Like you're gonna fail, and then the team also fails, right? So
that's when it's hardest too to like kind of flip the page, is when you're putting that much pressure on yourself. You gotta. I feel like nowadays in baseball, it's so like individualized, where like the team aspect's been taken completely out.
It's gonna swing back though. I think like with
Oh,
the Dodgers, you see it a little bit in the playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
You see it like when at least when Mookie, unless he's just saying the right things in the interview, right?
I'm not
like,
even
yeah.
saying like at a major league level,
All levels,
just like
yeah.
an outsider looking in on travel ball now. Like you see all these kids playing on. They have 5 different summer teams, and it's
It
like
makes no sense.
how can you leave your boys that like what?
Yeah.
And I think that's
a
like,
great point. Yeah.
I feel like people.
That's what made our team special. Was everyone like was boys, right? Like we're all
Right.
really good, but we practiced together all the time. We played together. Like all those games that we joke about, there was a lot. Like that's why we were good though, because it was such that bond, right?
And it goes back to kind of like what we talked about earlier of if the team wins, like everyone's gonna get paid. Like we played as a team, we won a lot of games, and you look at our
Everyone went to schools.
like everyone went to a school that they got to pick from.
That's right.
And it's like,
and there's multiple guys that are at your level or right below your level that are about to get there from our teams, right?
right,
which cool.
Which is like cool to see, but that team camaraderie, like you don't really see that much anymore. And I don't know what makes the game of baseball so individualized now, but that's what it feels like, especially compared to how it was when we were coming up.
I think it falls back though. It's gonna fall back on coaches and leadership always. Like I think that's why we're kind of 6'4", Like when we were here, I feel like we were upticking so much. When I played when I was younger, you came over with a bunch of guys at 14, 15, and then like there's a little lull for a little bit, but now we're kind of ticking back up, and it's because of what you just said. Like we have guys that are talented that are also buying into the team stuff where they're coming at the right age at 13, 14, and then when they see that vision and they see their success and the team's success, man, like it's special. Like we had 4 national championships last summer.
And it's way more fun winning
It's way more fun winning that way, for sure. Like we say, it's not about the winning, but if you focus on doing things the right way and the development, then the winning stuff kind of shows up.
Yeah,
right?
no, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, it's funny to hear you say that. I heard Danny tell the story. It was because that year at 14, we had like a crazy tryout. Like, because Rick Bishop was over at East Cobb with like the East Cobb Phillies or Pride or something.
Pride.
Y'all were the Astros. Both teams were pretty much the Astros. Like
Yeah.
both teams were loaded. And then they were both kind of splitting. So his whole group came over. And then I think like, you know what it was? It was Xavier Curry. I'm going to name drop a little bit. He's a big leaguer, right?
Yeah.
Will Benson, big leaguer. They also tried out and they were going to play with us. And then they decided to go back to East Cobb. And I think that's where your spot was. I think it was you and Xavier like right there, which is, I mean, 2 big leaguers. Who knows what the 14 kids were they got picked before y'all? That was pretty dumb, probably. But
yeah, which is actually crazy to like think about because I'm pretty sure that 14-year-old year, like we kind of gave it to the Astros.
You guys were loaded.
We were loaded.
Yeah.
I was like, what team am I on? But like we never really like. Everyone was like, you guys are insane. Like, where are you guys getting these players? And it was like, we all honestly, it was
Running
like
to try out. They didn't recruit us.
Pope High School.
Yeah.
North Atlanta, and then the one kid from Cherokee County, which was me.
But private school kids mixed in, like a Hugh Chapman or
that's
Brandon
right.
Herter. It was just a random. It was really just a mix of everywhere because there weren't options. There's like ATL Lightning now, which gets a lot of Atlanta. There's I guess the Jackets were a thing, but there's like all these different organizations, different pockets now, which a lot of them do a good job. But there's really us, East Cobb, the Jackets, Team Elite. So a lot of Metro Atlanta was rolling this way. And
yeah, for sure.
Y'all were stout at 14. And I feel like every year it just kept getting a little stronger. And like 16, obviously the national championship team we talked about, whereas that close to winning it. And then 17, it just felt like everything like came together.
Everything clicked. Honestly, though, that 17U probably was like our year because at that point everybody was committed. Mm-hmm. And I hate saying it because I've heard it said so many times, but like we literally just had fun.
Yeah.
And we all played insane. And it's like, why don't we just always have fun? Like, you know how many times I've probably heard your dad yell at me in the center field, like, you need to have fun. Quit.
Like, relax,
yeah,
Drew.
relax.
Let it go. Just have fun. Play the game.
Yeah.
That's what he'd say. Play the game.
That's right. But no, it's true. Like, I feel like our 17U year, like, we're all committed. We're not really playing for what's next. We know what's next, and
just wanted to win everything.
We wanted to win everything, and we kind of did.
We did, and we'd hang out. We'd go to Raymond's house and hang out.
That's
We'd go
true.
get grub between games. We'd go bowling. Y'all come to my house and play cards. Like it was really like probably similar to we were building a locker room honestly in summer ball, which is rare, right?
Yeah,
people don't do that.
That's the part of like baseball that I don't see much of anymore.
Right.
That I was talking about.
That's
it's
the profession of it, the job of it a little more.
Yeah. Our locker room's amazing. It's great, but like it's different during travel ball when you're in there with your boys trying to beat some team from New York. You don't know any of these guys. You're just wired up to win, and that's how it was. It was fun.
I feel like we would love it because we would beat, like you made a joke, or it's kind of a joke. It still happens, like PG and pool play. They'll kind of give certain teams, per se, easier draw, but it'd be like we'd pull up to a random game in Nashville, and it's like a Northeast team. And we're kind of laughing at first, like, look at these guys, look at their jerseys, but then, like, they're good. And they're hitting a bomb off brand. We're like, oh, like, let's go. All right, and everyone's kind of locking in, right? Like, that was the best, dude, for sure. There are one or two guys here that you can think of over the years that really pushed you. And it could have been any age, but like one or two teammates, maybe even butted heads with them a little bit because they were similar to you, that alpha energy, wanting to do the best. But there are a couple guys you want to shout out that you're like, man, honestly, playing with that guy made me push it even more. I want to be great.
Jack Ferguson for sure is one.
Yeah.
Like, he was always just like a high energy guy, but like, honestly, no offense to him, I don't know if he ever truly practiced.
Yeah.
He was just like a dog out on the field.
Come game time, he was
like,
a dude.
Game time, he was a dude. It didn't matter if he hit flips in the cage. It didn't matter what he did. He could have left his bat at home, and he would have grabbed a stick and found a way to hit a seed.
That's what I was talking about. That was sleeping in the dugout earlier for people following. He literally sleeping in our dugout. We're like, Jack, you're on deck. Double. It's like, oh, okay. Some people just have it. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like, he's one that comes to mind. But honestly, like, I look at, to your point, and it's very rare. Like, that entire team, in a way, we all pushed each other.
Definitely.
Because we all were at, like, I would say, different steps in the recruiting process, or, so and so has the Minnesota Twins area scout out at the game. Holy cow, like, you're freaking out. But like, ultimately, when you come back to 643 Monday through Thursday and you're practicing, like, that was where all the work was happening. And it was ultimately like our whole team just there pushing each other, trying to do it better than the person in front of you.
No doubt. I couldn't agree more. Is there a coach or two that stands out? I know you had a lot of great coaches here, and you pretty much interact with every coach here because you would do something at some point to a coach or like talk crap on his BP. I can't even hear stories of Mang or like Brent Coleman, who coach or what. Like, I feel like everyone interacts with you. So there are a couple guys that stick out or that really made an impact on you.
Your dad obviously is for sure one. I feel like he definitely played like a major role in. I was always a good player, but he helped me become like a great player. I think, like we've been talking about this whole time, being a good player is great. There's a lot of good players out there. Like, if you want to get to the top, you have to be a great player. And I think being a great player is doing everything that a good player does and has skill-wise and like tool-wise, but also adding it on top with doing the little things right. Like, that's what, like, you watch a guy, you can watch a Bobby Witt Jr., the guy's one of the most explosive guys out on the field. But then when you watch like his fundamentals of like how he fields a ground ball, how he runs the bases, how he takes his leads, like, he does everything fundamentally right, which is ultimately why he's as good as he is. And then another one, which you'll probably cut this, but whatever, bro. Ryan Sterling.
Oh no, I love Sterling.
Bro, he was my coach 16U, and I don't know. I feel like he kind of helped me like channel that inner dog.
Sterling he had a big impact on me in a positive way as a player and a coach. Like, he's not coaching here now, and that we don't have to talk about any of that. Or stuff happens. People have disagreements, and people see stuff different. But he had such a big impact on this place and our age group coming up. And when I think of Sterling, like, you need that intensity. Like, he would have that fire in a good way, and like, I feel like he would just go to battle for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
He taught me how to like kind of have the mentality, but
definitely
like to channel it and to use it when you need it. Which was cool because I got to play for him and I got to play for your dad. And honestly, like, yes, they're both high energy, but they're high energy in such different ways, right? That like, I got the best of both worlds. And by the time I was 18, I would say I was ready to be drafted.
Yeah. Need some Aquafina, dude? You need
No,
a
I'm
shot
good.
here? You good? Yeah, I feel like in different ways, Danny's more going to talk your ear off and, like, get you when you're down. Sterling, like, I can think of him looking up at you in the dugout, pointing at you because you did something, and there's dip spit flying out of his face into your mouth, or out of his mouth into your face, and you're just taking it, and you're not happy, but you're just taking the coaching. Like, I feel like they both shot you straight, too, which you appreciate as, the level you're at now. Like, you need that accountable coaching, right?
Absolutely. I think that's like what coaching is
Yep.
those guys, how many times like your dad or Sturls or Mang, or it didn't even matter. Like, we would have the big practices out there. I would do something stupid or like make a mental mistake. They would like jump me, but it's like, I'm not going to get mad at them for jumping me. That's coaching. That's
what you wanted. That's what you needed, right?
That's what I signed up for. If they're not going to do that, then there's no point in me being here.
Yeah, we see parents these days that like don't like that when their kid gets coached. Like, you talk about your mom being like following God, being such like a kind-hearted, like one of the nicest people ever. Plays a huge part in our 643 Foundation. Like, I know she loved it, like when they would give it to you, because she knew that's what you would need, and that's what, if you want to be great, you have to have that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough movies out and like documentaries of all these athletes, and you see how they train and how they practice. Like, it's not a cupcake walk. You're like,
Never, dude.
You don't just wake up and somebody says, "Here's a bag of money, go play a sport." Like, you've got to go through a lot of things that you don't want to go through, and you got to do a lot of things that you don't want to do in order to get there. But
do you have a message for a parent watching of a kid like who is in that? Because we have a lot of them that are great people and they don't mean to, but like they take it like personal sometimes when their kid gets coached. And then the kid, of course, when mom and dad takes it that way, then how do you think the kid handles coaching? Like, not well. Like, how? Like, what would you say to them about, worry about their baby, getting yelled at or getting pulled from a game? Like, what's your advice to that parent if you have it?
I think the best thing is like parents need to be parents. They don't need to be coaches. And that's coming from somebody like, I love my dad, and he is part of the reason I got to where I got. But like, there were times he was more my coach than like my parent. And like, I have really good coaches around me. I don't need to get in the car after a bad game and be coached up. Like, that's when I want my parent. Like, yeah, it just sucked going 0 for. Now I'm getting in the car and I'm getting jumped by my parents for going 0 for doing this. And it's like, at some point, that kind of starts to wear on you. And then your love for the game starts to kind of fade. That's what I think happens to a lot of people that just like burn out is parents, they just try to get too involved. Like, yes, we know your kid's important, his career's important. Obviously, you guys wouldn't put as much time and effort in as y'all do if y'all didn't care. Y'all care about each player, but I would say the parents need to trust that more and trust that you guys have, their kid's best interest at heart.
That's a clip right there. I mean, that's a nugget. And I think, it's just that simple. If you're not getting that, you're probably in the wrong place. Like, if you're having to coach, you're in the wrong place. And
sure.
If you're still doing it, then you're just not trusting the process and trusting what's happening.
For sure. Yeah. Like, I have no idea what it costs to play at 643. I know that it's probably not cheap because you guys go and you play cool places, you get nice uniforms. Like, there's components to it. But the other big component is like, you're kind of paying for the coach you're getting too. Like, I would be comfortable having any of my kids go and play for any 643 coach because I know that they're all under like the same umbrella of like teaching the little parts of the game and like actually developing. If your kid gets jumped, your kid probably needed to be jumped. Like,
that's it.
Like,
it's the old, if the coach isn't talking to you, that's when you should actually be worried because that means he's given up on coaching you, right? Like, if he doesn't care. You're in the wrong spot. Like,
right, and that's definitely a bad feeling.
Have you had that happen before to you?
I mean, yeah, there's like that goes back to kind of searching and getting down the mechanical like path of you're searching for the one perfect thing to work every time, and you don't realize like you're playing a game where you're going to succeed 30% of the time if you're a Hall of Famer. So yeah, the swing isn't meant to be perfect, but through all that of trying to perfect it, yeah, there's people that are like, okay, like this guy's in a good enough spot. Like I can't help him anymore.
Yeah.
I tell him when it's good enough and he wants to go a completely different direction. Like I've been that guy before, but
you learn from it.
yeah, you learn from it. You learn, and that's another thing is like, I think it's good for players to have like a relationship with their coach, not for it to be a player, parent, then coach relationship. I remember growing up, like, if I was missing a practice or if there was a reason I couldn't be at a game or a
You're gonna be
practice,
late or
like,
whatever it is. Yeah.
my mom made me like call my coach and tell him, hey, I'm not going to be here because, and I hated doing it. But like, that relationship of that I was creating with like my coach was more beneficial than my parents bailing me out, because then you start to kind of like build a trust with that coach. You start really like buying into everything he's having you do, and then you're able to go further because what he's telling you to do, you already trust him, so you're already bought in. Now it's just a matter of executing it.
That's it. That's big time parenting, I think. Like putting it in your hands at an early age where, hey, this is your thing you're doing. We're here to support you. We'll drive you. We'll buy you bats, gloves, whatever you need, but this is your thing to do. I think that's awesome. Yeah. That's really good. Shout out your parents, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And ultimately, like, if you play in the big leagues, like, my mom's not sending my manager a text saying, hey, I'm not going to be there this morning.
If you were at Georgia, that would not have been the case, right?
Right.
If you're at UGA, they're never there to bail you out.
Right. So it was like, okay, I'm kind of practicing for what I hopefully can get to. And then if I do get there, I'm already prepared for it.
I love it. I think if you treat your kids like little kids, they will act like little kids a long time. If you start treating your kids like young men, and I'm learning that from coaching 16s and 17s my first 5 years, and it sounds funny, but coaching 9s, like even talking to those parents, like, hey, like you got to stop talking through the fence, or you got to, I know you want to help him, but this is his thing right now. We can talk after if you want, but I think some of them are getting it and they're going to see value in that long term. But it's amazing, like 9-year-olds know how to do signs all of a sudden in back picks if we just expect them to be able to do it. Like just like your mom said, if you can deal with your coaches, you're going to be able to do it. But so many people like want to bail their kid out, or and maybe it's what you're saying. Like they hear their kid go, I don't want to do it.
They don't want to see their kid fail. That's like every parent.
Yeah.
No parent wants to see their kid fail or not have success or to come off the field and be upset. So it's like natural to want to step in and protect them. But honestly, you kind of need like your kid or to fail or to stub their toe a little bit for them to really learn, hey, either don't do this or, okay, this sucked. We don't want to repeat history. So let's make an adjustment and execute it differently.
Mang says the best way to learn to not touch the hot stove is let your kid touch the hot stove and burn his hand one time.
That's right.
He's I do not want to touch that again.
You're not.
Yeah.
You punch out 3 times in a game because you didn't listen to a coach, like good chance are you're going to listen to your coach next time.
Hey, can you hit early tomorrow? I kind of want to work on this now, right?
Yeah,
exactly. No, that's big time, man. We've talked so much ball. This has flown by already. We're about an hour in, about to wrap it up. I want to talk a little bit about personal life here. Guy just got married.
Yeah.
See that ring on his finger? This he's wifed up, so married. Little honeymoon to St. Lucia. You said was amazing. You loved the traveling. You said it was awesome. Yeah. Talk about that. It's Victoria, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. How's that feel? Is that weird to hear that you're married? Did you think that would happen? We're the same age. You're 26, 27?
27. It sounds really weird because it feels like I was literally just playing here, not thinking about getting married, but now being married, being married is amazing, honestly. Yeah. As many people know, traveling and everything that it takes to play professional baseball is insane. But having a wife actually makes your life way easier because now a lot of like the travel components to getting everything out to Arizona or Kansas City or wherever you are, like
you got a partner in crime now.
Now you got a partner in crime that can help you out. So it's been cool. And she, crazy enough, when we first met, she really wasn't into baseball, but now, like, we'll be eating dinner, and she's like, oh, did you see so-and-so got traded? And I'm like, how do you know that? I don't even know that. So it's cool. She's awesome, and, yeah, she's like my biggest cheerleader. She's the one that's at every single one of my games now. So
That's
it's
awesome,
cool.
dude. Oh, congrats. Super happy for you.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. That's amazing. What do you like to do besides baseball? I know I think you made a joke earlier, but I hear Brant told me the same. Like, I like to sit down in the house and relax. Like, I'm always on the go. Are there any hobbies you got these days besides baseball? I know you could hoop back in the day.
I like to golf. Honestly, this is kind of a new thing. We moved into a house that has, I'm not kidding you, it has a front yard that is literally a rectangle. It's not big. But my favorite thing to do is to go out there with like my little Ryobi leaf blower and like I'll blow leaves, act like I'm doing something. But honestly, like Brant said, when you're home in the off season, you have so much going on in season that it's kind of nice just to be like home,
Yeah,
chilling. Like
Yeah, you're always on go.
I'm always on go, and you most of the time I'm in the Midwest or the West Coast, and I don't think I've ever played a major league game in Atlanta. So for the last like 3 years, I haven't.
You're never home.
I'm
until you're
never home until
Yeah.
I'm home. So it's like when I come home, I literally would just like sit outside and look at like green trees because
Just take in life. Right?
yeah, just take in Georgia because I don't get any of that for 7 or 8 months.
Dude, I can relate. It's a different lifestyle, but what we do here, I mean, you know how DP rolls, and you make the joke of me being DP in the making here, and you look at stuff, but like we're out here pretty much all year. When it slows down, like guys like you and college guys want to hit and field. I'm doing that in December, so it's like that August pocket usually, and maybe sometimes in December, it's like I just want to chill. Like maybe go to like a mountains area or something, or like a lake and hang
Yeah.
out. But even when it's there, it's like, can we not do anything? We just hang out, relax. Like you said, look at trees, talk,
Yeah.
eat, sleep. Like
Which I think that's like, I think it's more of, you know, you heard me say it, you heard Brant say it, you're saying it. I think it's more of just like how kind of like high level people are. You're always kind of trying to find the next step up.
Right.
So you never like fully put anything on pause. So when you're being forced to put things on pause, it's like a good time to kind of sit back and reflect
yeah.
and take in the things around you that you missed out on for the last however many months.
It's really nice, and no doubt, it's like I think my brain's just always on go, like what you're saying. Like
Oh,
what you do with
dude,
your swing for
100%.
me, it's how can I help this kid, or how do we get to this event, or how do we redo this upstairs look better? Like it's like you always want to get that next level of whatever you're doing.
I remember your dad like walking around the ballpark. There's 4 6-4-3 teams playing.
Yeah.
He's yelling across fields to tell so and so he needs to tag up this way. Like he's coaching them up from.
We never stop, right?
Yeah,
we
and
never
now
stop.
like I joke with you, but I see the Instagram stories and it's like you're the same way.
We're in it. Yeah.
Of okay, I'm here, I'm giving it everything I got. I want to see these guys get better.
The title of the episode that we put is Relentless Competitor in You, and I think DP is instilled from us all playing for him on that team. Like, we're all relentless in some way, I think. Now, and I didn't think about it until you just said it, like the high-level aspect. It's just, yeah, it's just natural, but it's because of good people influencing us, I think. And it shows up in different ways. Jared Miller's got a great gig in San Francisco. Matt Laz has got a great gig in Boston. I know Hugh Chapman's killing it with what he's doing. Alfredo's working with the Astros minor leagues, right? And there's a dozen other guys we can name off that team, and I think almost everybody's killing it. Zach Williams out here doing the same stuff, right? I mean, so kudos to that guy. Man, thank you for coming on. Dude, this has been absolutely electric.
Absolutely.
Is it what you thought? Like, did it go well? You feel good about it?
Absolutely.
We don't have to bleep out too much. We were joking.
You don't have to bleep out anything.
This was so fun. I think we're good here. Is there anything else you need to say? Anyone you need to shout out?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, we do like a closing message sometimes, but you had like so much heat throughout. I mean, I just don't know how we could close it. The only thing I had on was like, if there's a kid that's what we just talked about, dropping F-bombs running to first base. Like, I don't think he needs to get rid of that. Because I think that the fire is so needed. And so many kids these days are, I don't want to say meek, but I'll say meek. That's a good word, right? Where everyone's scared to compete. Like, you go, hey, who wants to lead the stretch at a practice these days? And it's a high school workout, bro. And it's like,
Nobody.
like with us, to be like, I got it. Yeah, let's go. Like, everyone get your ass up. Like, let's go. Like, what's your advice to a kid that maybe, I guess both sides, who's meek and needs a fire, or someone that's just psychotic? Like, how do you, I feel like you've met in the middle a little bit. Talking to you now, you found a way to get in the middle. And why is that important for baseball and for life?
Meeking and getting a little bit of like fire, I can't speak as much on because I've never been on that
never
side.
had that problem.
Yeah, I've never had that. But I will say, there's definitely like that competitiveness to you is ultimately like what brings out the fire and the adrenaline and what if you're a, high energy guy already, good chances are like you're going to be running at a different temperature than all your other teammates. But yeah, I just think it's one of those things like you don't realize how much energy you're wasting and like how much you're like stuck focused on that particular at bat to where you're missing what's happening going on in front of you. I think like when it really like actually clicked for me was I had a coach come up to me and he was like, "Hey, have you ever driven a car?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Do you drive in your rear view window?" And I'm like, or mirror? And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, that's what you're doing right now on the baseball field. You're so stuck at looking at like what's behind you that you can't even like put any of your energy towards what's going on ahead of you. And like that's what matters. It's the only thing you can control now." And that's when I was like, he's right. And there was like a couple of times where I like found myself kind of being like too mellow to where I almost like lost that competitive edge. But I think like the more you play, the more you fail, the more you have to learn to handle failure, like the better you're going to get at it, which is why I think it's so important for parents to stay out of the way. Is like you need your kid to fail and deal with failure on his own so he can learn that. But if every time he fails you come in and you bail him out, like
That process never happens.
yeah, that process never happens. They're going to be in a nonstop cycle of fail, get pissed, fail, get pissed, fail. Like it's never ending.
Bars. Absolute bars from Agua, as they call him now. Drew Waters. Bro, thank you so much for coming on. Where can these people find you on Instagram if they want to follow you? What do we got? Do you even
D Waters 121 from high school, bro.
Consistent.
Same guy.
Same guy.
That's
Man,
right.
guys, one of our best episodes yet by far. Freddie makes fun of me because I say it a lot, but I think he agrees, dude. That was electric. That was probably our most authentic episode. I feel like we had nothing left behind. Just a conversation, man. Drew, best of luck to you this year with the Royals. Can't wait to watch you. Hopefully you'll come down to play in Atlanta and come check out a game. Go Yaya, Truist.
Yeah. First, if I'm on the major league team to start the year, the first series is in Atlanta.
Everyone watching, pull up to Atlanta. We'll be there. 643 family is going to be deep. Guys, go follow us on Embrace the Journey 643 on Instagram, at official ETJ Pod on YouTube. We're now streaming live on Spotify. Share this with a teammate, a coach, someone in your family who you think could use it and help get better. There's tons of nuggets from this guy. Drew Waters, my man, thank you for coming. Love you, brother. We'll see you again soon.
Love you too, dog.
Right, let's go.